But I knew you were the one. I always knew it was you.
Welcome back to One and Done, the One by One City. Sorry, it's been a little while. We had family in town and kids went back to school. Life kind of got in the way, and then my son was sick after only a week and a half at school, so he's feeling better now, back at school. Things are hopefully settling out, and I can make these more regularly. Today we are going to add residential and a farm, but first I need to create some new connections to the highway. I unlocked all 25 tiles so I can just play and build on this map, and I laid out some gravel roads ahead of time for where I want these roads and connections to be. So I started by upgrading the gravel roads and created 3 new interchanges with the highways to give all of the traffic options in order to avoid that traffic jam through only one connection in and out of the city. I also changed that 6-lane divided highway that was coming into the city, made it a 4-lane national road to give it a smaller town feel. Alright, now that we have watched this transformation completed, I want to first show you a vista point I made. So I have these larger vista points that I've made, but you know, this is one and done, so we need something a little bit smaller, I believe. I can drop a couple of these in here, so let's get all of that off a second so we can see what we have. So there are actually parking space markers in the gravel here that I put in so cars can pull in and park. There's 2 on each one. One here and one here, with a little gap in the middle, and just a couple of trees. Okay, and I didn't even realize we had our first visitor already. Here comes number 2. And she didn't want to park her car, I guess. I guess does it fit in that briefcase? I don't know. But hey, that's why we love the game, right? Alright, let's see. Did we, like, are we peeking in on some sort of secret rendezvous? I mean, so far out of the way. They were the only 2 people here, and they sit on the same bench. Is she passing state secrets? Are they having a little affair? I don't know. There's more cars, more people now, so it looks like... Ooh, she's getting out now. No, she's just going to sit on another bench. Still has that briefcase, though. Got to keep an eye on that. Where did they go? They just flat out disappeared. What in the world? Oh, wait, now he's got another girl coming to hang out? She's pissed. I'm getting in my pocket Jeep and I'm out of here. I started off with laying out a road grid in gravel roads, and I actually built this residential area twice. I wanted to get away from the grid, but zoning 1 by 1 is much easier on grids and far more tedious on curved roads. I needed to break this grid layout to put an elementary school in, so I did that first and then upgraded all of the roads. When I painted the district, I gave it the European suburbia theme, so we get a different look for the houses here. I initially thought I would leave a 1 square gap between all of the houses to give it a bit more rural look next to the farms, but when you are only zoning one by one, it takes a lot of zoning to get the population numbers up, and there is constant demand. So I ended up going back and filling in the 1 square gaps. I had to add more residential as the farm grew. In keeping with the rural theme of the neighborhood, I made a little sheep pasture here using sheep markers, farm fence, as well as sheds and carports that come with European suburbia. Across the street, I added in community gardens and a couple of my 1x4 garden parks, which pair very nicely with the community gardens. I also added some rows of apple trees to fill in the gaps and be an extension of the community garden. And then the sheep pasture needed just a little bit more detail to round it out. I wanted to keep these blocks across the neighborhood here as a public space, so next I added in the community pool and a high school. And I used Bob to remove the trees and props around the tennis courts and move them closer together. Now on to the farm. I painted the industrial area and also created a district, giving it the farming industry specialization so I can put the 1x1s in there. Okay, so here we have the road layout for our farm, and before I get into actually putting down the farm, I think I want to create a little irrigation pond for the farm, and up here at this end is this neat little feature that Anapu put in here. I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to be, but if I turn on the contour lines here, you can see that it is elevated a bit. Looks like it was some sort of little stone structure that was built. I thought that if we put a little lake or a little pond kind of around this, that it will kind of fit in nicely and it can serve as our irrigation pond for the district. So I'm going to use some techniques here that I learned from my friend Ack Original. He has a great tutorial on making a realistic looking lake. Very easy to follow, and a couple of things that I wasn't really aware of at the time when he made that, and some shortcuts here to make the terraforming easier. So let me get some settings adjusted here. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. Now let's cross our fingers. Oh, hey, there we go. We hit Big Town in the middle of this. And this is what we've been waiting for. So much more unlocked. The high density, in particular, the office zone. But I want to get this farm up and going right now. Looks like that water is settling down now. There we go. I think that's looking pretty good. There we go. And I'm not a fan of how some of these are straight lines, so we're just going to grab some vegetation here. See if I can get a little bit of a mix going on. Grab, move it. And first, I'm just going to move this. Then we'll copy it. Whoops. There we go. And we'll just get it around the lake. While I have move it here, I think I just want to grab a little selection of these trees. And it looks like I forgot one step in Axe tutorial. Oh, we need to get all those to terrain heights. So I'm just gonna, whoops, get move it on first. Oh, I'm gonna grab all of this. And we are just gonna go to terrain height and hopefully that takes care of it. Ah, it did. No more floating grass. Whew. Oh, Axe gonna tell me about that one. So one last step with the irrigation pond. So you can see we're gonna need some more water here. Once I put the farm in, that's gonna dip us down into the yellow and we're gonna need it. So what I thought I would do is with the little pumping station asset that I have, put it back on this side. I think I might create some sort of little entryway to that point. So let's put this over here. We can see it nicely. Got all that land flattened out. So I'll put it right about here. And then we can get it connected up. And this water pump will look like our irrigation pump from the pond to the farm. Are they exactly under the road? Is it where they belong? Close enough. That's what I say. Because as soon as I do this, you don't know where they are. I would say that could be a problem, but it's right in the dead middle of the street. No, it could be a problem. Let's fix that. Alright, here we go, and we've unlocked all this stuff to get us started. So let's start out with some fields. So I put this gravel road down between the fields. It will give the appearance of a dirt road that you would see between fields in an agricultural area. And then I turned some of these fields around so that some face the gravel road and some face the industrial roads, just to help alleviate traffic. Look at this, level 2 already, and I've barely gotten started with this. Whoa, we hit level 3 already. Alright, our farm is looking pretty good so far. Importing a little bit. I wish we knew what we were importing. So far we're not making any money. Why aren't we making any money? I think if we can get some more flour produced, that will help us. Let me see what I can do here. All right, so we have a great start to our farm so far. We're making a little bit of money. We need a lot more workers. We're producing a ton of resources. We have this big residential demand. And to help create a bit of a buffer between the farming industry and the residential areas, what better asset to use than the riding stable? All right, so we have a great start to our farm, but one thing I haven't done is any one by one. I wanted to work in one by one buildings along with the industry DLC buildings, and I got so focused on all of this, I forgot to add in some one by ones. And so my plan was just to add them here and there around the farm, just to blend them in. It's a couple of nice little one by one assets actually that come with the farm. Put another one there, and I'll drop just another one of these in here so we can check them out and see what they look like. These just look like, great little utility buildings. And then we have some more silos. Unfortunately, they're not going to hold any crops, but that's okay. It'll just kind of add to the look. A different type of silo, actually. Doesn't really look like a grain silo, the real cereal. I suppose they could be, but we'll leave it at that. This is already some sort of a traffic issue here, so I am going to, I think, get rid of a couple of these. Yes, there we go. I am loving how we can just incorporate the one by ones with the larger assets, just to add a little something extra to the buildings that are already there. I think they are fitting in very well. With this little area, I decided to put in a 1U street and line it with the 1x1s to see how they looked. Whoa, level 4. We are getting right on up there and quickly. Farm maintenance building will help out, the large barn, clothing factory, gonna need more industry for that, and the slaughterhouse. So let's try to round out this this farm, see if we can get it up to level 5. There we go. Add in a few more apple trees and a couple of little 1x1s, and it just looks like they incorporate into these fields in this farm area perfectly, like they're some sort of service building or something else, for the farm. So I really like the way this is coming together, mixing the 1x1s as well as the traditional farm industry buildings. It just adds an extra little level of detail just to put that in there, and a little bit more production. So hopefully that should make us some more money. Well, our farm has just reached 5 stars. We're leveled all the way up. As I was filling in some more of the residential over here, it's growing in. So I'm going to take a few minutes and just use some of those larger assets to fill in some of these other areas, and we're going to wrap up the farm. Before this city, I hadn't put a barn at the end of a road like this before, but putting it at the end of a gravel road just looks so much better to me, and I think it functions better as well. After this initial conga line of trucks, it works well and keeps all of that in and out traffic off of the road. And I had another small space here to fill near the animal pastures, so how about another little sheep pasture? There we go. Hopefully the sheep. Where are you going? Just went right through the fence. Stay out of the street. Hop back over. Come on, you can do it. Back where you belong. Yeah, he's wandering around all right. Oh, come on, there you go. All right. How are we doing with everything we are producing? Plenty of flour, plenty of animal products. What in the world could we be importing? Hey, small city, what do I get? Just as we are about to wrap up this episode. Okay, so there we have it. There's our new farm industry, all the way up to level 5. Not sure if we'll need to add anything more to it, but we may as it goes. Once we introduce those factories, the unique factories, and they demand more goods. So just a little bit more detailing I did. Just put some fences around these squares, a few trees by our dumpsters, added another little pond in there, and just a little work with surface painter just to clean things up a bit. But that is our farm. It is humming away just nicely. Traffic is still moving pretty freely. Do still have despawning turned off, and that's it. So let me know what you think. These 1x1 buildings mixed in here, I think are perfect. I think they just look fantastic and are an extra little detail element that you can drop into your city, your industry areas, your farm, to give it just a little bit more when you feel like you need more than just fields, right? So they are looking great, and I even have a little street full of them over here. Not sure if that looks as good as it does with them dotted in amongst the others. Let me know what you think about the farm, about the 1x1s mixed in, and I will look forward to the next time where we are going to introduce some mass transit options. We'll leave with one last little cinematic flyover of the city, and I will see you next time.